Hi, friends. It's Ariana with Unity South Central Region's Business Mastermind. Last month in April, we were planning on doing a class on creative problem solving. And unfortunately, I was out of country and my signal was all over the place. I was bouncing in and bouncing out, and we weren't able to do that. So I'm coming back now to recapture that training and to make sure that we don't miss over it, that we don't skip it, because creative problem solving is a big deal. In the work that we do, we are faced with all kinds of last minute problems that we have to resolve quickly. We have to think on our feet, and we have to have some idea how to be creative in our strategic way of moving through whatever the problem is. So let's jump right in. All right. So this is about thinking on your feet with grace. What does that mean? It means that you give grace to yourself, that you understand you don't always know how to handle a situation when it comes up. You simply will not always know. Sometimes you have to just do the best you can do. And if a good place to start is by saying, if your strategy for solving a problem doesn't work out perfectly the first time, it's okay. You can only do the best you can do. And sometimes we're really hard on ourselves around that. So I just want to start by reminding you to give yourself some grace. The reality of ministry is that we're going to have surprises. Ministry involves unpredictability. Challenges arise mid-service. For example, I had someone who had a heart attack in the middle of a service. In that moment, you have to stop whatever you're doing, figure out what needs to be done, and handle it. How do you get people to sit down, stay calm, allow any medical people in the room to approach the person who's hurt, get a message to the administrator to call 911, and continue to keep people in a state of prayer? Let's just hold prayer. Just put yourself in meditation right now. Drop yourself down, feel your feet on the ground, feel your heart in this room. Hold sacred space as we move through this. Challenges arrive in the middle of a meeting, a board meeting where two board members suddenly are at each other's throats, and it isn't what we expected. And our job is to come back to principle, to remind people who they came here to be, to take a heart moment, right, for breathing and settling in, to remind each other that we're on the same team. Or it can happen mid-moment when somebody hits the front door and something has happened. An unusual one, for example, I had a bird hit the window, and our gardening team was outside when it happened. They were working and the bird hit the window, and it basically stunned the bird and knocked it down. And someone came in holding the bird, wanting to know, what should they do? Do they do they take it to the vet? What do they do with this bird? I'm no bird specialist. I have no idea. We ended up calling the wildlife office, and they told us put it back where it fell and give it an hour, that it's not unusual for them to be stunned, and it will likely come back, which it did. But I had no idea. What do you do with the bird that hits a window? How do we respond? That defines who we are as leaders. Our ability to stay calm, to stay in the moment, no matter what's happening, to keep our hearts open when we might ourselves feel like we need to close around fear of doing the wrong thing, or close around not knowing the right answer, or close because the energy of the conflict in front of us frightens us, which when all of that closing down happens, we lose track of our own center, our own presence, right? Our own ability to be calm in the moment. So there's a difference between responding and reacting. Reaction happens immediately. It's emotion driven. It's what we do. It happens to all of us. Your kid throws something at another kid and you say, hey, stop that. Totally reactionary. Totally reactionary. It's immediate. Response is something different. It's grounded. It's intentional. It's spirit-led. One of the easiest ways for me to move from reaction to response is to pause and take a breath. Okay, where do I want to be? I want to align with my higher self, with divine wisdom. I want to have a calm face. I want to be the presence of the holy in the room. I want to give people an anchor. Hey guys, I know you're disagreeing. Let's both take a breath. Let's take a breath. Maybe we want to take a 5-minute break and come back to this. That kind of thing helps a lot. What about when someone is yelling at you? When the problem is you, at least the perception is the problem is you, and someone comes at you attacking, we naturally react with, well, that's not what happened, or that's not what I said, or I don't know why you think that. Okay, pause, breathe. I appreciate you talking to me. I'm feeling a little confronted. Give me just a minute. Let me go take care of something. I'm coming right back to this. If you can, step away. It gives you time to think. It gives you time to decide who you're going to be. If you can't, ask to sit down in chairs that put you at the same level. Something different happens when the body sits down. We're in a different place than if we're standing up, leaned forward into one another. When we sit down, come in, sit down, I'll sit too. Can I get you some coffee? What can I do? I understand you're really upset with me. Thank you for taking the time to tell me. I want to be receptive to this. The tone of your voice is making it really hard for me. I want to know what you're feeling. I want to be here present, and the tone of your voice is making it difficult. Is it possible we could take it down a little bit? Sometimes people can, sometimes they can't. We're always doing the best we can. Grace, right? We're always doing the best we can when we're in this kind of situation. Centering in prayer is a really useful tool. Can we pray together first? Can we be in prayer for a minute? I'm affirming that all is well, despite the fact that it looks different. I'm affirming that something good will come from our meeting. What are the right questions? What do you need right now from me? Sometimes what people need is to be heard. Excuse me, sneeze. Maybe. Okay. Sometimes what people need is to be heard. Sometimes what people need is something different. Sometimes what people need is for you to explain yourself. Sometimes what people need is a place to calm down. Sometimes what people need is to be cared for or to care for someone else. So what is needed in the moment to resolve this problem? What is needed? Maybe another person is needed in the conversation, but asking yourself what is needed right now. Accessing your internal leadership compass. Where do you feel like you need to lead? Or is this a peer conversation? Really important. Is this a peer-to-peer conversation? Is this a leadership conversation? What kind of conversation is this? Is this your board to you? Your board is upset. Your board is your employing body. They're upset. This is a leadership in a different direction kind of situation. What is the desired outcome? That's another really good question. If you know what the desired outcome is, it's easier to move towards that. When you are fully present, when you breathe and you are fully present, when your tone and your breath and your body language calm down, other people can anchor to you. When you say, I'm just going to approach this in a calm way, it helps me to resolve. For example, even when the person was having the medical problem in the sanctuary, my calm let everybody else be calm. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all calmly take our seats. Thank you so much. I'm asking you now to please be in prayer, hold healing energy, just open energy for whatever the divine source wants to apply. Give your open heart to this space, however you would say it. I'm saying it off the top of my head. You'll be saying it off the top of your head too. Sometimes we find some of our ancient and embedded theology in those prayers because they're coming up quick and they're what we were trained really well in when we were children. Ask for the Holy to take care of this moment. Whatever it is, it's what it is. In that moment, your presence and your calm will help people to calm down. So here's some situations. A tech issue in mid-service. Oh, no microphones. Oh, the electricity went out. Do we stop service? You have to decide right then. Can people hear you? Can you talk loud enough? Or do you just want to retire to fellowship? Or laugh and say, I guess that's all God has to say today. So good to spend this time with you. I love you. You get an extra amount of time to go out with one another to lunch. A board disagreement that escalates. An interesting situation when that happens because you are not the board president. It is the board president first who needs to step in and take action. But if it doesn't happen, then it will fall to you. So there's a little bit of delay in your response there, trying to figure out who should be speaking and what should be said. A last minute speaker cancellation. Like you're not planning on speaking. Maybe you're not even there. Maybe you're on vacation and they call and say, the speaker is sick. What do you want to do? In today's world, we can jump on Zoom most of the time, unless you're far away and you can't get a clear signal. But you have to think on your feet. For a long time, my music director had a sermon in her back pocket. She had something she could talk about and lead extra songs through in case there were ever an emergency. You get in a car accident on the way to the church, you can't get there. Your car won't start. Any number of things, right? A calendar conflict. Oh, two of you showed up at the same time. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how that happened. Let's see how we work through this. Or you have to remove an employee. You find, maybe you catch an employee stealing and you have to remove an employee immediately. These are just some of the examples of the kinds of things that you might have to think on your feet about. There are principles for sacred problem solving. Listen. Listen deeply. Ask questions. Listening involves questions. Tell me a little bit more about this. Help me understand a little bit more about that. I want to understand more. Can you talk a little more deeply into this subject? When you speak, don't use 1,000 words. Speak clearly. This is what I just heard you say. Is that correct? Am I interpreting that correctly? Great. Let's work together on how we resolve this. Honor emotions and guide energy. I can see you're really upset. First and foremost, I care about your feelings. Please feel safe here to talk to me. This is a safe space, even if the disagreement is with me. This is a safe space, and I'm a safe person to have this conversation with. That helps guide the energy into safety. Your words are important. Reconnect to your spiritual mission. What is it we're here doing? Why are you here as a minister? You are here to share the teachings of Unity Spirituals, the Unity movement. I was going to say Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies, which is the church that I'm working with right now. But you're here to share the teachings of the Unity movement and also to give people an opportunity to apply the principles that they actually have learned, to be the hands, heart, and moving energy of the holy in this room right now, to grow your own soul. All of those things are true at the same time. Sometimes when we're confronted, it's hard to think about growing our own soul, but how we handle the confrontation will grow us. So, what is your spiritual mission? How will you handle what needs to be handled before you make decisions? Resilience and grace in action. Leading doesn't mean having all the answers. I said this at the beginning, I'm saying it at the end. Leading doesn't mean having all the answers. Leading means holding space with courage and with care and with grace for the answers to come. It means pulling yourself out of crisis response to calm response so that you can respond in the way you want to. Each challenge is an invitation for us to grow. Everything that happens to us is an invitation for us to grow ourselves, to grow our community, to spiritually expand the application of the unity principles that are so important to us. So this last slide is obviously from earlier. We just finished Marketing with a Mission. This opportunity is here for me to remind you that there are archives, that everything that we teach is kept in the archives. So if you go to unitysouthcentral.org, unitysouthcentral.org, you'll come to the Unity South Central Region website. And if you look across the navigation bar to support calls and click on that, the first thing in the drop-down menu is our Business Mastermind. And you can scroll down the page below all the information about the class itself, scroll down the page, and you'll find the archives. You'll find all kinds of classes. At the bottom of the visible videos is a Find More link that will take you deeper into the archives because we've been teaching these classes for a couple of years. So you are welcome to go back to watch Marketing with a Mission if you haven't had a chance to do it, if you weren't able to attend today, and also to look back at all the classes, which are on everything from budgeting to managing volunteers to how to hire or how to fire somebody. There's all kinds of stuff in the archives. All of that is available to you and made available to you by Unity South Central Region for free. Please, please enjoy it. Make use of it. Share it with your board if there's something that they need. You can always reach out to me at ariana@unitysouthcentralregion.com. Gosh, I don't remember what it is. My address is in the Business Mastermind support call dropdown. You can always reach out to me through the region, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And join us live. We're live on the first Wednesdays of each month and the third Wednesdays of each month. So this month in May, we'll be back on the 21st. Bring any question you have, anything you'd like to talk about with other ministers, and we'll mastermind it. We'll work a little bit together. I appreciate you being here. I invite you always to make a donation to Unity South Central Region. You can do that also through the website. It's a great way to thank them for the free services that they offer. They do pay me to teach, so it is an expense to them, and your contribution helps them continue to do more for our region and for the Unity movement. And if there's someone you think would benefit from these calls, please be sure and let them know that they don't have to be in the region to watch. Anybody in the Unity movement is welcome. So thank you again for the good work you do in the world, for the commitment you have to the Unity movement. And just know the work that you're doing really makes a difference. Thank you.